Uh, Welcome to the company, August 12th, 2019. We are live with a brand new way of bringing this show to you, testing things out, seeing how this works. And hopefully it's not going to be too screwed up. Hope everybody's having an amazing week. Kids going to school. What, kids got another week out?
Yes, based on what my mother told me, because she's in the know. I don't know anything. I don't have any children.
Okay.
Well, in Raleigh, it's like I think they do year-round schooling here.
Mm-hmm.
So
fancy.
So it's a different track. Like they're off only like a couple of weeks at a time. So it's like I don't know which track it is in the neighborhood that I'm in, but of course, kids are still in school somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But all the college students are coming back though.
Yeah, college students are. I saw the welcome back, whatever college I was passing by today. So all them little bastards going back to school now.
Damn, son.
Or going to school.
You were one of them.
Just because we ain't had no father, I mean they all got to be bastards.
Oh my! Oh my! Yeah. All right. So anyway,
I got my little girl.
Welcome back to school or high school or college or whatever school you're about to attend. I hope you guys have an amazing, safe semester and a safe school year, because shit's nuts. I know we don't want to get on this too long, but we know we had a couple of 3 shootings last week. So as of right now, all we can do is thoughts and prayers. So thoughts and prayers to the people that are dealing with those shootings.
You sound like a Republican. I'm playing with you, man. I'm just loosening it up a little bit.
Yeah. But it's nuts. And he had that guy. Yeah. I got a question about one of the incidents. It wasn't a shooting, but it was an incident.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that went into the mall with the tactical gear on, who had
Walmart.
Yeah. He was at Walmart with the tactical gear on, didn't do anything, pushed a buggy, recorded himself, and then left. If you put yourself in the mindset of what conservatives say about being able to carry ARs whenever you want to and nobody can take our guns, he really didn't do anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
No, he didn't.
So why is the media blowing it up like he was a horrible person for doing that? He said it was a social experiment. He knew what he was doing.
I mean, yeah, of course.
Well, so he was, from my understanding, he was mad that they wouldn't sell him ammunition.
Mm-hmm.
And so he went in there, and the issue that the police had with it was not necessarily what he was doing and walking through there with all the firearms. Because what state was he in? Is it an open carry state?
Yeah, it is open carry state. I forgot which one it is, but it is an open carry state.
If it's an open carry state, he really didn't do anything. It would be based on the comments he was making. So he had to be making comments when he was walking through there.
Mm-hmm.
If he's walking through there, he made 0 comments. Then if it's an open carry state, then there's no. I mean, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess so. I guess it was just weird. I didn't see why everybody was making a big deal out of it when he was just doing what everybody say he should be able to do in the first place.
Timing though, that's the worst time to do it.
It's
horrible time.
Yeah,
I mean,
now, if you could arrest somebody for bad timing, then they would jail.
I mean, if you think a social experiment of walking through Walmart after the Walmart shootings with all that gear is okay, think about what happened in Times Square not too shortly after, where a motorcycle backfired, and when the motorcycle backfired, it caused an all-out riot, a stampede of people trying to get free, because mentally people in public right now are on edge.
Yeah,
we always on edge, but right after those mass shootings, they definitely on edge.
Yeah.
What about?
I went walking through Orangeburg Mall with my pop Sunday.
That still exists?
It still exists. Yeah, it does.
Wait,
still
Prince of Orange?
Yeah.
Hey, Prince of Orange.
I mean, them all sucks when it's got carpet.
Right, true story.
And they got them slopes.
That's real talk. They took out this big ass beautiful fountain and just put carpet there.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, it's water, fam. You gotta cut those expenses.
They said F that. Yeah. But back on topic, my point is I got my family there and I'm on edge. So I make sure I was carrying just in case. Because if anything's gonna happen, I'm gonna make sure that my pop and my little girl are safe.
Mm-hmm. I understand that. I understand that. I know a lot of people that are carrying a lot more people than you know.
We on edge right now.
Most of them got the same opinion. Like carrying a pistol or something like that, something under your shirt is one thing, but an assault rifle, I'm like, why?
Yeah. I mean, now I don't think that assault rifles should be outlawed or whatever, because for fun and for sport, it's dope. I mean, I don't know if y'all ever went to a shooting range and fired off assault rifles. It's fun. It really is. But when you're talking about carrying it for protection, that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
Ain't nowhere in public is you need something like that, because in reality, if you pop off a pistol and that bullet misses or goes through your target and hits somebody else, you already got enough to think about with a pistol.
Thank you for bringing up that point.
So and you're responsible too.
Yes.
If Brian was to attack me and I was to shoot him and it went through his shoulder and it hit Izzo and Izzo died, I might not go to jail for Brian's death if he died, but I could go to jail for Izzo's death because Izzo wasn't an attacker. He wasn't an aggressor.
Yeah.
I think people forget that you were not John Wick. So you don't have auto aim assist when you're shooting for headshots. Like, that's not how this works.
We all understand.
It's also not like the movies where when a bullet hits somebody, they don't necessarily fall. Like in the movies, you shoot somebody and they drop, it's done, game over. But there's a delayed reaction in a lot of people. So a bullet can hit and their adrenaline's going so much that they don't even realize it until 5 minutes later, and then all of a sudden the blood gets too loose or whatever and they die. Yeah. So
and making one gun illegal or just like prohibited around certain times and certain times is not unheard of. Shoot, sawed-off shotguns are illegal, and I don't think anybody sitting here saying I want to carry my sawed-off shotgun around. So I don't see the problem with saying you shouldn't be carrying this AR.
I will say this: the people who are chastising these people who are carrying them, God bless them. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'll look at you like a fool, but I ain't saying shit to you. About you like a fool if you carrying that gun around. But I mean, I give those people props because ain't no way in hell I'm gonna confront that person because they can be batshit crazy to take that step to take that gun out. Right. But it is like, fam, what are you scared of, and what are you trying to prove by doing that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it's like, just because you can don't mean you should. There's a lot of laws that are backwards and weird. I'm not saying that is backwards and weird that we could technically go in the street and do it. If a cop doesn't know the law, be like, haha, I could do this. What is the stupid thing? You beat your wife on the state house grounds on the steps with like a stick no thicker than like a broom handle or some shit. Like
the thing is to get rid of that.
No thicker than your thumb.
Yeah, I'm just saying at some point it's technically legal. Doesn't mean you should go do it.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Why do y'all know that?
I mean, we're in South Carolina. Calm down.
This is what happens when you read. You know all these loopholes, man.
Yeah, there's also laws still on the book that it's illegal for interracial marriage in the Deep South.
Exactly.
Well, that was the point. Going to history lesson, that was the point of marriage licenses. So they could stop that and prohibit that. So I don't see why people still can't do anything without a marriage license. The whole point was knowing who was trying to marry a black woman and who was trying to marry a white woman or vice versa.
Now it's all about the money element now, more so.
Yeah. So your marriage licenses are not necessary, everybody. You can legally be married without one. Well, not anymore. I think they made them.
I was about to say, Brian, don't give those people that.
Don't lie like that.
No, like they recently, like last week, made it mandatory to have marriage license.
I was about to say, don't give no Negroes no outs.
They got rid of the common law requirement. Yeah, they got rid of the common law requirement.
But still, it's anybody that would have been common law after January 1st of 2019. Right. If you were common law prior, you're still common law.
Correct.
Yeah, but yeah, the whole point of marriage licenses was all racial, which is most of the laws that we have now. Shit, property taxes, that was racial. Police,
but I mean,
that was racial.
Racial. Why you say
What was racial, Brian? What were you talking about? Racial? You sound like Dave Chappelle when he's portraying the white guy. That was racial.
But
that's exactly how you sound.
That's how I sounded. That's just how I say it.
Sounded?
No, this is how you sounded.
Lick my balls. How'd that sound?
Hey, that's uncouth, mother sucker.
Sounded like a pause.
Hey, you know what? We talked about this topic a long time ago with blackface, but we didn't bring in Dave Chappelle with whiteface. You know, we talked about old boy from Tropic Thunder and how it was like the way he did it, it didn't offend anybody.
We're talking about Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah. So how come Dave Chappelle being in whiteface with all the powder and everything and the blonde wig, how come that's not offensive to anybody?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, and I'm not trying to be funny, okay? But were you offended?
I mean, look, I think
yes or no.
I personally thought it was funny as hell, but I think personally, if I'm giving my answer to my question, I feel like Dave Chappelle did it the same way that Robert Downey Jr. did it. You know, you did it in a relatable manner for comedy or for whatever the purpose is for the show. So, I mean, that's why I think it's okay. But I know that a lot of people would get offended. I was just curious, as we didn't bring it up on that topic on that show.
How did we get here?
Yeah, I don't know. Random.
Racial. Everything's
racial.
But anyway,
facial.
But if we're going back to guns,
shooting things,
shooting things.
Get it?
I really don't. I mean, I don't understand the idea, and this is why I say that I'm in the middle. I'm not left. I'm not right. I'm in the middle.
You really moderate.
That's right. I'm
Oh, you're fine. Go ahead.
What's it called? Not undenominational. Independent.
How did you
undenominational. I took it to church, man. I took it to church.
You made up an entire word.
No, man, it's not made up, brother. We in the Bible.
Non-denominational is a word.
Yeah. There you go.
Undenominational.
Okay. I made up a word. Yeah. Shoot me.
Oh shit,
man. Let him cook. Go ahead, Jason. Go.
But no, I mean, I don't understand the idea of outlawing a firearm of any type, really, because it's a tool. It's just like a hammer. It's just like a pencil. It is. That's all it is a tool. If you put 13 people with a pencil. If you put an assault rifle on a park bench, how many people is it gonna kill?
All right, but here let's be honest though. Like, I get it. Like, I completely understand that stance, and you're right in the sense that a gun has a specific identifiable purpose, but that purpose is to do what? Like, we didn't build the Armalite 15 to be like, we're gonna shoot clay targets. That's not why that shit was made. It was made to inflict as much bodily damage as possible to eliminate a target from being a threat. Period. So I get what
or for clay shooting. It's a tool.
Nobody shooting clay pigeons with an AR.
Right? It's a tool. It's a tool. Listen, if I wanted to,
I can use a screwdriver as a hammer. It's not very effective, but I can do it.
I can also run through Walmart and stab 17 people in the neck with a screwdriver.
Yes.
The point is it's the person. There's something there that needs to be addressed. It's not the tool that's being used. It's the person that's using the tool that needs to be addressed.
I cannot give the mental illness trope for this.
I'm not even saying. I mean, yeah, I do think a lot of it is mental illness to some degree, but I think the research that I've read is actually pretty slim on the types of mental illness. It's very, very few mental illnesses that would lead someone to mass murder.
The dangerous part of putting mental illness on this, and I don't mean to cut you off, but the dangerous part of putting mental illness on this is saying that the person is suffering from mental illness, first of all.
Right.
A lot of the people that have caused these acts of terrorism were white supremacists. So what you're doing is saying whatever reason they had to do it wasn't mental illness. Their hate is a mental illness. It's going to get them off in court.
But again, I'm not
saying they suffer. Not saying you.
Right. Well, but it's my standpoint here. So I'm not necessarily saying mental illness. I'm just saying that person. So if racism is the issue, then that's what needs to be addressed. If mental illness is the issue, that's what needs to be addressed, not the firearm itself.
But
because if that firearm is readily available to me or not, if I want to go kill people of any nationality, then I'm going to go do that. I'm going to find a way to do it.
When you put regulations on the AR, it makes it easier to nip the problem in the bud.
How? Let's hold on a second. Let's make sure. Let's make sure.
That just means I'm not going to get it legally.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Wait.
Before put an illegal salesman.
Wait. Before we go too far, remember AR does not stand for assault rifle. It's Armalite. It's the manufacturer of the weapon. So
AR.
Yeah. So just make sure that we get that in that box. Okay, go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Get it.
No, what I'm saying, if you put regulations on it, that means we have an eye on it. When you have a closer eye on the weapon, you know where the person is getting it from, how to stop that particular flood from coming in, and how to control the situation. Of course, they'll find another weapon. We have to ban slingshots at some point because if we keep getting rid of weapons, then ain't nobody gonna have shit to protect themselves.
That's my point. Now, I'm not against regulations. I think that there definitely needs to be. It needs to be vetted properly. If you're gonna own a firearm of any caliber, there should be a very, definitive way of making sure that you are a good enough candidate to own this firearm, right? So I agree with all that, but you prove my point to the fact that it's still just a tool. It don't matter if it's a slingshot, if it's a screwdriver, a hammer. It could be a piece of wood I sharpen into a spear.
I get it, but see, the thing is, there is an intent.
What do you mean?
Hold on. Let me get my point here.
You don't know the spirit?
I'm kidding. I'm fucking with you. Go ahead.
So like, I get what you're saying, and I completely understand that, but I'm still of mind that you're trying to degrade the term tool to weapon. A gun is a weapon. Like it is designed for inflicting damage. Like no gun was ever designed to be just for the sake of targeting in the sense of true sport. Like the gun was designed, like an arrow was designed for what? Like it wasn't designed simply just, to place a point on to see if we can shoot an apple off of somebody's head. I mean,
but it is used that way
but that's not its primary function. Like let's just call it for what it is. I'm not saying that you can turn anything into anything. I could turn a quarter into something to piss somebody off by flicking it at them instead of using money.
I thought you were gonna say you could turn a quarter into a weapon. I was like, that's gonna.
I mean, if you're John Wick, you can, but I mean, still. But the reality of it is that no gun was ever designed just to be like it wasn't designed for a sporting type, environment. It is designed for combat and neutralizing a threat. So I think we need to stop saying like tool in the sense of like, hey, it's just there to do X. You're right. No gun ever hurt nobody while just sitting where it is. That is correct. Like there's nothing can be taken away from the standpoint that if I just leave this weapon sitting here, it is not going to hurt a single person. But also understand that it was designed simply to do a job at inflicting the most harm with the least use of energy from the human being. So that's the part of it that I keep hearing where it's like it's a tool. Yes, functionally, a weapon is a tool. A tool is designed to have a specific function. That function is to inflict harm. That's where I think, and it's not like I'm not saying like that changes what or how to look at it. I'm on the same side that it's like, yeah, we shouldn't necessarily ban all assault weapons simply because of X. Because if you look at all of the data, most gun injuries are from handguns. So, I mean, if you really want to get down to it like that, most of your injuries and fatalities are based around handguns. So that's that step. But it's like we keep talking about guns as a tool, and I just think that kind of demeans the purpose of that word, and it's trying to bring it down a level to where it's not so scary.
But look at it in reverse, though. So you're basically, your logic is saying that a firearm was made to inflict damage.
Yes.
So even though some people use it as a tool for hunting or target practice or clay shooting, whatever,
right? Like hunting is to kill an animal.
Okay, so clay shooting and everything else, target practice just for fun, whatever. So take that and reverse it to a hammer. A hammer was made to build, correct? But if I so choose to use that tool as a weapon, then I can bash your eye socket in.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's absolutely the same thing.
No, it's not.
It's just looking at it from a different
I've never planted corn with a machine gun.
Right. Thank you. I mean, you can.
That's not the point. The point is that there's
you went
to
the far extreme.
Yeah, you really did. There's a tool that was made for a purpose. Someone else for some other purpose. And it's the same thing with a firearm. A hammer, a firearm, they were made for different things, but they can be used for other things.
It's more like and this is, we were getting to a grammar discussion, like use versus utilize. It's like utilize when you take something and for its non-intended purpose.
Yes.
And use is when you use it for its function. So technically with hammer it's a utilize, but anyway.
Can I ask a quick question? Can I ask a quick question? Because y'all gonna go back and forth forever on that.
I'm done with you, man.
Are we stuck though? Are we stuck to the point where we damned if we do, we damned if we don't? Because we have all these guns here. I mean,
we've gotten ourselves into a position where we have so many freedoms, we've endangered ourselves.
Correct. Like, it's insane the amount of things that happens in America when it comes to violence due to weapons compared to other places in the world. Like, it's just it's like sad. That's not to say cheap. That's a cheap word to use, but that's the only thing I can say. It's like stunning. It's sad. It's just makes no sense how many like mass shootings and things happen just because we have access.
So there's maybe one other country with shootings in the double digits as far as mass shootings.
And we're in the thousands.
But we're in like 250 something this year.
Yeah,
well, some of them go by like decade, but yeah. They could do some by decade, and some places are still in the single digits.
But it's just, I mean, you can't start taking stuff away because it's like, wait a minute, you have these freedoms, you can't start taking the freedoms away now.
But does it curb it if we have a definitive date, a definitive time where, hey, y'all motherfuckers can't get this shit so easily? But the people who have it are okay. But you know,
then that'll be a lose because now you got government making regulations on our freedoms.
Well, and not only that, but to my point earlier, if you tell me I can't get it and I want it, I'm going to find another means to get it. So all that means is if all three of y'all are abiding, if all three of y'all are abiding by the law and y'all don't get it, and I'm not abiding by the law, I can still get it. And all that did was make y'all weaker.
So I mean,
now I can come to your house, take all your shit.
I get that argument too. Like, I completely understand the fact that it's like law-abiding citizens are going to do but that's laws in general. Like, people speed, everybody, let's say, goes 10 over the speed limit, right? Why? Because the penalty
5. Slow down.
10, let's say, the general consensus is, like, everybody does 10 over, right? Because it's like, that's where, like, you're not going to get stopped, quote unquote, if that happens. So it's the same thing with this other argument. It's like, people who want things are going to continue to do it anyway. If the penalty is not severe enough to tell them not to do it. And Jason's exactly correct. A person that wants to do something is going to do it anyway. If a person wants to kill somebody, they're going to do it anyway. So it's like, are we trying to say that it should be completely lawlessness? Because I don't think that's necessarily the answer either. Because right now what we're talking about is we're saying, if just because something is regulated and that kind of puts the squeeze on something, someone can still go out and do that. That's exactly correct. It can be. but there needs to be something on the other side of that to deter them not to, because if they get caught, the penalty has to be severe enough to where they know not to do it to elicit that behavioral change. I swear to you, if you were in your car and it was 75 and you were doing 75 in a excuse me, in a 70, and you were stopped, and instead of getting $100 ticket, they give you $1,000 ticket. That would probably change your behavior in not to do such things. So I think there's another side to just saying that people who want to do it, they want to do it anyway. I mean, you're right. I mean, but that's with all laws. Like,
well,
people, go ahead.
I got two things to say about that. One is, when I'm saying if they want to do it, they're going to do it anyways. I'm saying that needs to be the focus, is why do they want to do it? And let's fix why they want to do it, not the tool that they're using to carry out whatever they want to do. That's my point there. The other thing is, I feel you, because I think it's Singapore. If you spit or litter in Singapore, you get caned.
Yes, I heard that on a podcast, and I knew that from years ago too.
And so they got a clean ass, beautiful place.
Right. You can't even chew gum in Singapore. You can't even chew gum because they don't want you to have that on the street.
Chewing gum and somebody make you laugh and that shit fall out your mouth.
Oh, it's done. Yeah, I've heard that. You can't even chew gum.
I'd pick it up and put it back in my mouth. I'm good. I still want this. I
want this. This mine.
Even though this is zebra stripe, I still want it. It's good. It's good.
Ooh.
I was going to make one comment to what Jay said a few minutes ago. You were making the point of, like, if you outlaw whatever, then somebody would get it illegally and then we're unarmed. That's an extreme case if we start banning all guns. I'm not saying nobody should have a gun. I'm not saying that. I believe people need guns, especially these times of days, because there are some evil forces out here trying to do some rotten shit. I'm saying that there needs to be a stricter hold, I don't know, regulations, banning what, on this AR and guns alike for regular citizens.
I agree.
You know, and if it's something that you want to, if you want to practice with it, well and good. I personally don't think you should be able to walk the streets with it. There's no point. This is not Beirut. You don't need that shit on your back.
I agree with that too.
I agree.
That's all I'm saying. But pistols, all that stuff, I'm fine with it. I know close friends, family. My uncle was a sheriff. He carries his pistol to this day. I don't see no problem with it. But I just don't see why you need to have a machine gun strapped to your back to walking
through Walmart. Yeah, I agree with that. And I made this comment before that change is made in the middle. Ain't nobody far right, ain't nobody far left making change. It's all made in the middle. And the beautiful thing about us is, at times we differ on our opinions on things, but there's always that little bit of connection that we can bring it together and come to that middle ground. But I wholeheartedly agree with you on what you're saying.
Real quick, you said I agree with what you said, but over time, a lot of the far right opinions, a lot of the far left opinions drift towards the middle. Think about Bernie. When Bernie ran in 2016, everybody was like, what the fuck? This, and that. And about all 20 of those, 19 of those candidates are saying a lot of the same shit Bernie was saying. I think that's pretty interesting. So that's just to add on. But your point is exactly correct. But it's funny over time that far left, far right shit drift towards the middle.
Yeah. I think what happens is we can come to a compromise, both sides. But that small group, the extreme left and the extreme right, they're so fucking loud.
Yeah.
That they mess up any progress we get at making some kind of headway together.
You know what?
It's not a big group. That's the problem. It's not.
Things don't have to be so polarizing in life. Things aren't polarizing. Most of the times, they're not black and white. They are gray. We all know that.
You got plenty of Republicans, conservatives, whatever you want to say, that'll say, I agree with you about the AR. Maybe we should have some regulations. But then you got that small group. They're trying to take our guns. You know,
and a lot of them, I think, that are fooled. They don't understand what the big thing is. Like, we know what the NRA is about. NRA isn't to keep your gun rights. It is, but it's to keep selling more guns.
Yeah,
that's really all it's about. But they tie it up in your freedom, your rights. It is kind of about that, but it's just they're just a lobbyist organization.
They are. I
there
don't
to make more money for the gun manufacturers.
I've never seen a butcher pushing vegan shit. You know, you cut into my profits.
But hold on. But there are places where they're starting to outlaw the use of the word burger when you're talking about meatless products.
Bullshit.
I'm dead serious.
So like the Beyond and the Impossible, Impossible, right?
So it's like a grass protein burger.
Oh my god!
Yeah, like that. Like I forgot what state it was, but they like someone actually did already introduce legislation where they can't call it a burger.
Dog, it's a cow/milk, whatever you want to call it, industry. They're fucking monsters. Remember what they almost did to Oprah back in the day, like 20 years ago?
They tried to get her.
They almost got Oprah out of here.
The chicken industry.
The chicken
bananas.
Oh, the chicken industry ain't going nowhere. We love
it. But it's crazy what they do to chickens.
Oh yeah, it's amazing, and they taste delicious.
It's actually really
like all the shit they do to chickens. You know what we do?
Eat it. Yeah, doesn't Popeyes have a new sandwich out?
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah, no, but do they?
Yeah, they do. It's supposed to coming after Chick-fil-A. I gotta try it.
Oh man!
And what they do with cows is sad too, though. Because cows, like, there's research that shows that cows actually mourn the loss of their kids I
totally believe that.
We can get into this whole I like this whole vegan meat conversation. We get into this. The problem that a lot of people have.
Jason's face.
Hey, look, I had a ribeye tonight. I'm just trying to.
No, and
I didn't know what that face was about.
Connected to your thing, connected to what you just said. Vegans say they go vegan because the meat you eat, emotions can be transferred. They're saying. So
is this sex? What are we talking about?
No. Listen.
Hey, the meat you eat is
no. That's not what I was saying. Sex energy is blah blah blah. Got it.
Yeah, so they said the feelings and emotions can be transferred. So when they have chickens cooped up in those factories, those cows stressed out in those situations, those pigs stressed out in those situations, you eat that meat. I just heard it.
you said it.
Now you see why I was pausing?
You said it so you eat that meat.
You eat that meat. He was authoritative with it too.
And then
racial
emotions from those animals are transferred, which is why. Then this is what they said. That's why people are more stressed, more angry, and have more anxieties now because of the food we're eating.
I mean, my theory is when people are have anxiety, I think it's because we're like trapped in the news cycle. We got to hear stuff from Washington all the time. That's my personal opinion, but
I don't know anyone who is like gone to Chick-fil-A and been like, damn, I feel terrible after eating this.
Normally I feel delightful after Chick-fil-A. They were nice to me. My food came fast.
Right.
They refilled my lemonade. They took my trash. I feel heavenly.
What came fast?
Me.
See, here we go.
I'm just kidding.
Conversation. We're not going to get through this conversation.
Nope, we're not. I mean, especially not when everybody in Chick-fil-A, all the girls are saying, "My pleasure, my pleasure."
But a dude says that to you as well.
Oh shit, Sosa, what's up?
Oh god,
shit did I run into?
What up, bro?
So, are we talking about like when the grass gets cut and it gives off that funky smell?
Right.
Oh yeah. You want to tell that one is Rich?
Yeah, that was when they were saying like the smell that you get from fresh cut grass is like the equivalent of a pain receptor being thrown out.
So what about the people that love the smell of fresh cut grass?
They like the smell of pain.
Masochists.
That reminds me of being very young, like that fresh cut grass feeling, like playing football on it.
I'm just gonna say this right now. I ain't never ate a ribeye and started crying.
No,
but they're saying
I ain't never ate some chicken and just started getting jittery. Like, oh shit!
Well, let me let Izzo. I don't know what we're talking about. So what we're saying is what the study is when you eat meat, when you're a person who eats meat, steak, chicken, or whatever, you are taking on those emotions those animals felt at the time that they were butchered, and a lot of those animals were in stress, in duress, stressed, and sad and shit like that. So
I feel fucking great when I eat a
see,
steak.
That's what I'm saying.
Studies said that it was okay to smoke when you were pregnant. So fuck studies.
studies change.
No, we
They-
know
they
those
still-
were bullshit. Let's make sure you smoked and buy
Right.
more.
You
No, I
can't.
get
don't-
that.
Nah,
but
they still saying that it's fine for a pregnant woman to smoke weed.
Smoke
we-
weed.
Well,
That's new studies. That's new
we
studies.
don't do that.
I know, but I mean, some of these studies, hey, we'll throw you like Izzo
But what
just said,
strain
right?
of weed?
Those,
There's
you
so
know.
many strains, so that's kind of.
My point is, there's so many
don't
people
know
who
about that.
throw money at big pharma or these studies, and hey, just put that in our favor,
Yeah.
and we'll give you a couple G's.
The
Fuck
thing
them
about-
studies, man.
Think about
The only thing I feel when I eat a big, thick, juicy ribeye is sleepy.
Hey,
Sleepy. That's it.
Well, think about eggs.
Full and sleepy.
Think about eggs. How many times since we were little have we been told to eat eggs and then not eat eggs and eat eggs again and not eat them? We had a damn whole campaign when we were small about the incredible edible egg.
Yep.
Eggs are delicious.
And then they're like, no, cholesterol. Now they're like, no, they make you live longer. But like, no, now they make your dick small. It's always some.
Wait, what?
Oh,
damn
I
it!
missed
What
that.
the fuck?
Oh, y'all
I
missed
heard
that thing?
that.
Yeah,
No,
definitely did. And I eat a 3-egg omelet a lot.
I eat eggs all the time, bro. I'm good.
It's not a real
Jesus
thing.
Christ.
It's not a real thing. It's not a real thing.
I was gonna beat your ass.
We were all about to go to the refrigerator right now and get rid of all eggs.
And I normally keep about two
No more
or
eggs.
3 dozen at a time.
I see all y'all search engine with do eggs make your dick small?
The FBI agents in our phone, like, bro, what is wrong
Like
with these
what?
dudes?
All right, we're gonna leave him alone now. He's really on some weird shit.
That's funny, man.
The FBI agent just put all of us on the list of crazy people that might shoot up Walmart for eggs making their penis small.
Hey, chill out. That's not my demographic. Sorry.
No.
Oh, man.
Sorry, Jason. Sosa started it. I just dunked it on the alley-oop.
I really want to say that's racist, but I mean, if you look over the last few, it's pretty nasty, man.
But can I ask a question? This is slightly off topic. How as a white male, how do you feel about that?
That it's only white people doing it?
Not that it's only white people. As a white, well, yeah, but as a white male, it's kind of like, really? Like, how do you feel? Because you know how we be like, damn, it's a black person when something happened. We feel like, oh, here we go.
Here we
Like,
go.
how do you feel?
A bad name. So I don't know. I mean, I think all of y'all know this about me. I don't see us as white, black, and Latin. I see us as one beautiful, multicolored human race, right?
Oh, so fuck Asian people, huh?
Get out of here.
Well, I mean, there's no Asian folks on here.
I'm just being funny, man.
But if so when some dumbass white dude does something like this, it doesn't make me feel like, you know, you're giving the white race a bad name, because I don't believe in a white race. But it does make me feel like you're a shitty, horrible human being that's fucking up the human race. So and I'm a different person. There could be a lot of white people out there that feel differently. But
and we should be asking the motherfuckers that support certain things. Jason's not one of the people that I would ask that question.
Right.
But it's like for somebody who I know sees everybody as an individual, but these white males look at everybody as a demographic or like the other. That's why I asked them.
But
and
see,
I get that.
But racism, right? That's all it is. It's racist. And I don't see the world that way. Like I don't look at a black person, Asian person, Latino person and think that's who you are. You know, to me, I look at an individual person, and no matter what the color of their skin is, I say, what's your characteristics? What type of person are you? I can dig that. I don't like that. You know, that's the way I look at the world. So it's kind of hard for me to answer that from like a white perspective.
That's what I was saying.
The way I feel, the way I see it, you can't feel a certain way about them being that race or being Caucasian or whatever, because I'm trying to figure out how to say this without sounding like a bigot, because that race hasn't been as persecuted as a darker person or Latino. Because when you see us in the news, it makes this big, oh, another black dude kill somebody, or oh, another Latino dude kill somebody. It's not blown up like that when a white person does it. So when you see these things happening from our side, or the darker, the melanated person's side, we're like, God, please don't let it be another black person.
Man, how many times have I said that shit?
Yeah, because we know that it's just going to be another persecution on us. Anytime you have a conversation, we just had a whole conversation about gun control with Jay, with Sosa, with us, and nobody said shit about Chicago. Now, when you find that short demographic that's in the conservative area, the ones that I say are extreme, they throw Chicago in there every single time because it's just black people.
Not just.
Well, that's what they think. That's what they think. It's just black people killing black people. Hey, we need to regulate these guns. What about Chicago? What the fuck about Chicago?
Dude, in 2000, and this is just one instance. In 2000, Rogers Park is a neighborhood on the north side. It's diverse. You got Native Americans, you got Asians, Hispanics, black people, whatever. A dude with it was a weapon. I don't remember if it was a assault rifle or whatever. He walked down the middle of a busy street, started shooting motherfuckers. This is documented. It's been out there. It was on the news. It hit national news. What? Nobody said nothing about that shit. I don't know. My thing is, I'm a gun guy. Don't take my guns from me. I'm all about control though. But don't talk about that ban shit. You can't. Don't ban nothing.
Yeah.
But should there be control? Fuck yeah, there should be fucking control.
Yeah.
But when they bring up Chicago, those people that are killing each other in Chicago, they're not walking up to a store and saying, "Hey, let me get a gun." These motherfuckers that shooting up Walmarts and shit. It's easily more. It's more accessible to them than it is the people in Chicago. So y'all can sit there and say, "What about Chicago?" Well, fuck, they got their shit illegally. They didn't just walk up to fucking Shooter's Choice and say, "Hey, let me get that AR-15."
They didn't go
or whatever.
Buy this shit.
Right. So I don't know. Fuck it. Them people that keep bringing up Chicago, they.
I hate that. I hate it, and it irks my nerves, and it happens every single time. Like I said,
you know what?
Didn't Trump's daughter do that bullshit right after the shooting?
So here's the thing that's funny about this whole thing when people bring up like the Chicago or black on black crime is that black people kill black people. I think according to uniform crime reporting from the FBI, it's like 88%. White people kill white people at 82%. So it's like there's not a large statistical variance between the two. So the reality of it is that people kill the people that they're near.
Yeah,
it's not.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah,
for using numbers.
What proximity of people?
Yeah,
that's just an amazing point. Yeah. It really, to me, has nothing to do with race. It's what Rich said. It's people kill people that they're near. It's because it's not that you're going to have a rich white person that wigs out and wants to kill people because their daddy didn't give them the new Lamborghini. They're not going to run in the hood and start killing people.
Right.
I was thinking the same.
They're going to kill people in that rich ass neighborhood. Then same thing if you're in the hood. So it has nothing to do with race. If anything, it might have. Well, the point of views, anyways, that Brian brought up has more to do with social economics than race.
Right.
But I agree 100%. That's completely different than what we're talking about. What Rich said, you kill people that you're around. If you're gonna kill somebody, it's gonna be the people that you're around.
But even when you talk about socioeconomics, it's not like the people who are of a certain class all hang together. The people which again transmits back to the same point. It's like you don't go to a different area. It's like I'm gonna start fucking shit up. You don't do that.
The only exception to what we're talking about with this is racism.
Right.
Just like what the white dude did in Texas, he went all the way across his big ass state, right, to a place
to shoot at Mexicans
that he knew Mexican people crossed the border to shop there. Most of the people that shop there was Latin to some degree. Right?
Actually, that Walmart, he just had to stop there to use the bathroom or something. That's not where he was headed.
Where was he going?
Whether he meant to go to that Walmart or not, he meant to go to that place geographically.
Shit.
Yeah, he was going to the place geographically. Yeah, but
the town is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
okay.
What I'm saying is racism is the only outlier to the rule that me and Rich are talking about.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You kill people you're around
when you get out of your area.
Right. That's racism. That is or maybe prejudices too, because maybe if you have a mental disorder and you feel like you have to kill everybody that's left-handed, you know what I'm saying? They go a little hand in hand to me.
You know, they used to burn left-handed people because they were thought to be witches.
Yep.
Yes, I'm fully aware of that, Brian.
Yep. In churches, in churches, they would or like church academies, Christian academies, things like that. They would make left-handed people convert to right-handed because left hand was seen as a sign of the devil.
Mm-hmm.
How much did you imagine living back then when they would kill you for anything?
For like Salem witch trials type shit.
I was about to say the same shit, Izzo.
They throw you in like water, and if you actually were like able to pop back up, you're a witch. They kill you anyway. If not, you drown. Like fuck out of here, man.
Yo, man.
They would strap like stones to your ankles and
exactly.
And if you died, then you weren't a witch. But if you flew, then you were a witch.
And the thing is, anyway. Guillotine.
And it wasn't nothing but fucking gossip. That's the funny thing about it.
Yeah.
I think this bitch is a witch.
It was somebody trying to get rid of their side chick.
Yeah.
She's talking too much.
She tempted me to take the pussy.
I think we need to throw this bitch in the ocean. What y'all think?
Brian's like, the only way I'd be unfaithful is if she had some witchcraft over me. Gotta be a witch. Gotta be a witch to make me put it in that bookie hole. Wait a minute. Yeah. She gotta die. That was my secret.
From gun control to bookie hole.
Yeah. Now you know what the company is out here.
Y'all motherfuckers, y'all smoke more dust than me.
Huh? No, we don't smoke.
No dust. No, we
smoking for me.
No dust.
No sir. They're good too.
I'm not scared to admit it, people.
Sosa was in people's chicken coop earlier. That's why he was late.
Every time you say dust, that's all I think about is Friday.
Yo, that's a shame because there was so many more references before Friday ever came out.
Nope,
but
y'all probably just don't know it. But
we're younger, so sorry.
I'm about to say,
but y'all listen to Wu-Tang,
bro. We ain't seen
that was only like 2 years before that.
Wu-Tang was like
late 92, 93. Friday came out 95.
It was still before Friday.
Oh, okay. I guess can we talk about Sosa's topic since he brought up Wu-Tang and everything?
I just heard
Sosa's dog and trying to hump his leg.
What the fuck? Yeah. What did you say?
I said I just heard the masturbating dog coming. Do we have
that's another dog.
Yeah.
Fine.
If anybody doesn't know Sosa has like a zoo of animals.
Sosa's about to start a rumor that his dog has witchcraft in him.
Hey, stop, chill out. Okay,
dog was going for the booty hole. See, look.
Okay, go.
Jason, what is the booty hole thing tonight?
Dude, I don't know, man. Jason be on some shit, man. I think
that was his thing this weekend, I guess. I don't know.
Booty hole.
Somebody. I don't know. Whatever.
So anyway, we did have a topic in here. Swagger Jack and MCs. This is going to be our bridge thing. And
what the fuck is that? Tell me. Talk to me.
So
who did somebody go ahead?
What's your girl name? Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah. Who brought that point up before the show?
Marcus, punk ass.
No.
That was me. My point was like how, as a musician, how did she get away with straight jacking the whole rhyme scheme and some lyrics and everything on her latest song, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, that's just dope."
Wait, are you talking about
because nobody called out on it no more?
The one with Nicki?
The one where she's like, "Why men great till they gotta be great?" That's like a straight jack from what's the little boys that was whack like 5 years ago.
That's
the dude, Ray Schmurmer, they're drummers.
Yeah.
Ear drummers backwards. Got it.
It's a straight jacket. They hold everything from top to bottom.
So here's why. Hip hop has declined, has took a steep decline
hard
the past few years. Nobody is expecting, and this is just like Hollywood. Nobody is expecting original ideas. Nobody is expecting original MCs, people who have a new flow. Nobody's expecting anybody to come change the game. So we're just kind of accepting what record companies and labels and Arbitron or whatever it's called now puts out. And that's how you can get away with this bullshit. All you got to do is call somebody and say, hey, I'm using this. We'll cut you in on 10, 20% of the deal. It's already done. Sign a contract, put the shit out. And nobody feels ashamed about it.
You're right. Because if you pay attention to a lot of these songs, have y'all not noticed, if y'all familiar with the people, Jeremiah and Ty Dolla $ign are always on the hook because they write a lot of these songs and sing on the reference tracks. And then if you listen, it's like, why are they always on these songs? All these artists are doing is taking the interpolation of what they wanted to do and then flip it to some quote unquote rap song. And that, not to say it bothers me, but it's like very lazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit!
That's why Jeremiah's on so many songs. Now he's making guap because I don't knock him, but I just think it waters a lot of shit down. A lot of R&B songs are the same thing. It's like, wow, that's literally like damn near word for word of the song I remember growing up to. And like all they did is throw a couple random lines to let me know it's 2019, and that's it.
I blame Drake.
What do you think about artists that take lyrics and put it in their own song and say that they're paying homage to a previous artist?
Oh, you just said Jay-Z?
I blame Jay-Z about that.
Jay-Z did it for the Big, Lil Wayne did it.
I think Jay honestly did it to pay homage.
It doesn't matter. You don't bite nobody's shit.
Some people don't like it, but I think he honestly did it to pay homage. Now,
but Jay did have a relationship with Big. He's not one of those people that I didn't know that. Yeah, he did.
Nowadays, I think it's just lazy writing.
I agree with that too. So this is my perspective on it. As an MC, as a lyricist, if you my people, so let's say, I don't know, you know my main people that we performed with before. So BJ Lance, let's say one of their lyrics or something that they had, I was like, you know what, that's dope. I'm gonna use that portion and I'm gonna take it my other way. That's my people. That's my family, right? That's paying homage. But let's say somebody I never met before, let's say Fonte was spitting some shit and I took his lyrics and I just put it in my verse. I don't know that dude. I dig him as an MC, but I don't know him. I don't know him personally. So that's jacking in my opinion.
I mean, you couldn't do that with a college paper. So why could you do it when you're rapping?
I like that. MLA style.
The fuck are you supposed to just do? Is that a Valley accent? This motherfucker. I like that.
I think him and his dog are kind of turning into the same person. So,
hey, pendejo, move.
Fuck is dying.
No, I agree with. I don't bite my shit. That was. And Jay comes from that school. Mm-hmm. Who the fuck in New York says trill? Nobody in New York says trill. No fucking.
That ain't from there. It ain't from there.
Right. But they come from an internet era now, so it's kind of
no. But he said that before. He said that right when we were probably the internet was getting big.
Oh, okay.
When was it Parking Lot Pimpin'? Parking Lot Pimpin' was the first time I heard him say that shit.
I don't like that song, so I don't. Really
he said it on it. That's all I'm saying.
I know what you're talking about.
My point is,
there's also been a lot of crossover too, where there's northern artists that put out music that sounds southern as hell just because they were rapping.
Like ASAP Ferg reminds me of somebody who would be from like Memphis or Atlanta, and
you just
from Harlem.
Right? You just like, bro, you're not even from this geographical territory to be putting out music like that. Yeah.
In defense of that, when in early hip hop, a lot of West Coast groups sounded like New York until they was like, yo, let's get our own shit going. Right. So I guess that is just to me, that might just be a cycle. But
it bothers me when artists rewrite an entire old song. You know, borrowing a lyric or two is one thing, but when you just decide to revamp a song where we were actually still using and nobody needed to do it, that kind of bothers me, Beyonce. But
I like it better. Like, remember when Splash Waterfalls had the remix?
But before
to where at least they grabbed Raphael Sadiq to come back and sing the hook. Like, I like that, but not where it's like you just take everything and then it's kind of like the sample's there, but you just flipped it, and I'm like, it just sounds dead to me because it doesn't have the soul the other song did before. So I like rather when somebody brings the other artist who originally made the song.
I don't think old songs should be rewritten anyway. Anything in the 80s and before should not be rewritten. Those people, those black folk, but they were singing for their life.
But what would you differentiate that from a sample to that?
I was when they say the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Beyonce did Before I Let You Go.
Me and you had our discussion about
that. Have that same spirit. Them dudes was singing.
It didn't
to get
slap.
Out the hood.
It didn't slap the same for you, right?
And then exactly. And they when they released the song, they still didn't move out the hood. They just moved down the street. There was a struggle.
Yeah.
in that music that you can't duplicate.
I'll be honest, like that song is not going to be played at the cookout.
No, not that one. Not Beyonce. No.
For some people, but not at one.
Not as long as your aunties and your grandmamas and your
no. Some people it will, but not for me.
Some people it will, but I mean, like they're going to be like 10 and under.
And that's not Beyonce hate. I think she's phenomenal, but that just wasn't it.
No, you ain't never heard so many people say turn that shit off until you try to play that. Until you try to play that at a cookout.
The fuck you doing?
That's like Brian. I said before I came to your house, I said my neighbor having a cookout, and I said they were playing that day in Key Sweat. If somebody tried to remake that, I'll be like, fam, I will come find you and do something to you. You will not remake the right and the wrong way by Key Sweat again. No, sir.
Man,
not gonna happen.
But anyway, that's just how I feel. I think some songs need to be left alone. As soon as somebody start doing some Luther shit, we're just gonna end their career.
Oh,
in their man whole career.
I think Ruben Studdard is the only person that got away with it because he can sing, and it's like, oh shit.
Which one did he do?
Remember he did Superstar? Like that was like his winning song.
Yeah.
He nailed it. Like he actually fucking nailed it. But like Luther, don't touch. Well, Prince wrote songs for people, so it's weird. It's weird. Where
you still can't do. Okay, how about if you say he wrote for somebody, they can do that, but don't do nothing he fucking saying.
Oh yeah, that's like if you're at a bar and they play Purple Rain, it's like, all right, fuck this.
Man, these karaoke's just.
And I hate it. I hate it. Like play it the way you think it should sound. Don't do your interpolation of Purple Rain. That is a no-no.
Yeah, there's no way someone will be able to remake Purple Rain.
Oh, I guarantee you somebody working on that thing right now.
Because now they can, because his estate is floating in the abyss with his family.
Was it Taylor Swift that redid September?
Hey, you hear that shit? Do you ever hear that again? You'll never hear that.
No, she didn't. I didn't hear that shit.
Yeah, she did.
I want to hear that shit.
That shit sounded like ironed paper.
How does iron paper sound?
Bland and flat. Why the hell she did that shit?
She used Mrs. Dash.
Hell yeah.
And not Laura's.
I put that shit on everything.
Yo, that's terrible. You know what? I kind of want to go listen to it, but
don't.
Sosa, don't do that to yourself.
I don't.
So you could be mad for a week.
Really?
Yeah. Sosa,
don't do that.
No. I'm off that. No, I wasn't about to tell him to say that.
I was about to say no. I was telling Sosa, don't listen to that shit.
Okay. Sosa, introduce your topic. We were trying to gateway you into it. Remember you told me about the topic? I put it in the show.
Yeah. And I'm actually curious to your thoughts on it. We always talk about top 5 MCs, yada yada. Who's your top 5? I don't know if I could say influential, but maybe most important MCs. I guess we're gonna wrap it up.
Really have to like them You just know
You
that
ain't gotta
they're
like
good.
them.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I was going to say. I respect them and I like them, but they aren't like my favorite go-tos. But I even wrote down some with a person who was a bonus, but could be anywhere on the list for me.
Mhm.
Okay.
Is it MCs or
Go ahead,
anybody in the music game?
You know what?
MCs.
We could do MCs, but I mean, you guys are so eclectic with the music genre. I mean, it could go fucking anywhere. So.
No, I did it off of hip hop. Mine might sound generic, but I have a reasoning behind them, even for my personal opinion.
I'll take that.
So, like, one, I put Melly Mel for obvious reasons.
Okay.
Because he gave an introspective like look about the hood, and it's like that's what we needed. Like, people needed to know what hip hop was really about. It wasn't always about the b-boy. It is a part of it, the element, but it's like it was the rap about the struggle. And if people know how it started, a lot of these little crews started as gangs, and he shows what inner city was about. And I remember literally, this sounds very wild. Remember Microsoft and Carter? I think I brought this up to somebody the other day. Like, I remember it had a clip of the message on it, and I had never heard that shit before.
Really?
No, not really. Where would I have heard it? So I remember hearing it, I'm like, damn, that song hard as shit. Wow. And then that's kind of made me interested to go back. Second one is Rakim for obvious reasons. Like, I think if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have a lot of any MC or New York MCs that we have now, period. First person they say if you watch Drink Champ, Rakim. Yep. That's my idol. I don't think we'd ever have half of these artists. If so, I could have put Big Daddy Kane on this list, but I think I could have, but I didn't.
Rakim hit harder.
Exactly. Ice Cube for obvious reasons. I think he made people actually take the West Coast more seriously. Because of course people know who Eazy-E was, but Eazy-E was the person to draw the eyes, but Ice Cube was the substance. So that's why I put him there. I mean, of course, Sosa already knows. He probably said it like Bomb Squad, to where hell he did link with the East Coast because that actually gave him way more legitimacy. Tupac, I think he kind of gave hip hop a heart, and something for people to pay attention to, because he would drop jewels, even though he would, unfortunately, R.I.P., do some nigga shit. But you gotta remember, he was young as hell. He was young. He was 25 when people don't understand. So. He was young. Somebody brought that up the other day. Ed Lover did, because that was one of his best friends. He's like, people forget, like, you idolize my man. I get it. And all the mistakes he made, y'all say, I don't understand he did it. He's like, he was fucking young. He was doing the same shit I was doing, but he just had a camera in front of his face all the time. Yeah. And not to knock Jay-Z, but I actually put Jay-Z on here because literally we wouldn't like see ourselves in, not ourselves, but like hip hop in boardrooms, and literally wouldn't take it so much seriously. And honestly, I remember being in high school and people could quote every fucking Jay-Z rhyme. I can still remember. People may have known some Outkast songs, but people used to know some goddamn Rockefeller albums. It was weird because I thought people would be drawn more to Outkast. I liked Outkast, but I didn't get deeper into them until college. But that would have been mine. And then my bonus on there, I put Fonte on there. Without Fonte, we would have Drake. And without Drake, I don't think hip hop would, I mean, and it's the truth. People might hate Drake, but Drake actually literally makes hip hop palatable to white people, in my opinion. And Fonte does not get the props he deserves in hip hop. Does not get it. He was singing. He could do everything you can do. He could rap on any beat. He could freestyle. He could do whatever you want him to do, and he could do it. And Drake will tell you in most interviews, if you get real with him, that Fonte is the reason he does a lot of stuff he does. So that was mine.
Okay.
Message.
Sosa?
Yeah, because you started this shit, Nick.
Fuck Drake.
Hey.
I'm sorry. I don't respect
it
Drake.
is what it is. Hey, I always look at people like that as the gateway drug. It may suck, but he's the gateway drug for people to take other stuff seriously. Think about the songs that Drake jumps on with other people. Those people will go listen to that other artist on there. So it's sad to say he helps a lot of people out.
But whatever. And like we said, it doesn't have to be the most. You don't have to like them.
Yeah, I damn sure wouldn't listen to a bunch of the Furious 5 rhymes. I can tell you that right now.
Right. That was bubblegum rap compared to like 3-4 years later when Rakim dropped. So
correct.
Yeah. I go with I can't stand it, but I got to go with Master P.
I thought about that. Very good point.
Oh,
Don't like him, but listen, that the way he dropped, he fucked major labels. They were independent for a long time, and he opened up a lot of that shit for people.
Yeah,
I mean, Mos Def was independent, wasn't he?
Uh,
Think of everybody who was independent.
He probably was, because hell, he was nothing but he was truly an actor first. That was his first move. Yeah.
He was
on Cosby
Black
Mysteries.
Star. Wasn't Black Star independent? Like they opened the doors
Raucous?
for a lot.
Weren't they on Raucous?
Yeah, they were. Well, yeah, but at first, either apart or as a group early on, I think they was independent.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's just a lot of, and that opened the door for a lot of the artists nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
We don't like him, but he did open the door for these people.
Makes sense,
right?
I don't, I'm not a big Tupac fan. I appreciate him now, but he united a whole West Coast. He united a whole coast.
Mm-hmm.
And if the rumors are true, he was gonna try to unite both coasts before he died.
You make a good point, because you got to think about his end was in L.A., but he had a lot of roots in Oakland. The Bay in L.A., like it's nowhere near the same just because it's California,
right?
Just like Columbia and Charleston are not the same type of lifestyle. Yeah.
And I mean, I kind of believe that he was going to unite both coasts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had too many people on the East Coast that, because his beef wasn't with the East Coast, his beef was with Bad Boy.
Yeah.
But whatever. That was a whole Vibe magazine bullshit. They did that.
Yes, they do.
And I can't think of anyone else other than Too Short, just because he opened up.
Life is too short.
I mean, look what he opened up, and look what he saw when he was coming up. Like, he kind of ushered in MC Hammer.
Yeah, he absolutely grew up around the same way as Hammer. He knew Hammer from when he was young.
Yeah. And we know Hammer wasn't shit, but if you listen to his first two albums, he was actually dope.
Yeah, because he said he knew Hammer and his brother. They said the brother was the thug.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've listened to a lot of those interviews.
And then that brought in E40 and the whole.
I appreciate E40 so much more now.
I do.
I
now.
did not back then.
I did not like him back then, but I don't know. The Bay Area had a lot. They did a lot for hip hop. They repped kind of big. So, I'll piggyback on Ice Cube because, shit, he made it. He wasn't the first rapper on.
He wasn't even the first out of the West. But it's like.
But he made it legit. Like his role in Boys in the Hood, I was like, yo, this motherfucker.
It made me take West Coast seriously. Back then, I not to cut you off, but real quick, I still remember when NWA albums were getting pulled from shelves because of the lyrics. Mm-hmm. And like at the time, since they were a group, I was very young, like maybe 4 or 5, and I'm like, this stuff sounds like something like out of a movie, and I didn't believe it to be true. But like when Ice Cube stepped out and had his own music, I'm like, oh, I remember that guy.
Yeah.
And then I took it seriously.
Yeah. Ice Cube was, and then just pop to Hollywood. I mean, fuck. You just opened up a whole revenue stream for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking LL Cool J is on fucking CSI. Or whatever.
Don't make me lie. Don't make me lie. I don't know.
No more. But yeah. Well, Brian, stop looking at ass on your phone and moderate.
What?
So Brian, sure.
All right. Richard.
Oh, really?
Wait.
He took the easy out.
I wasn't paying attention.
Well, fuck it. So
right, no. I'm talking.
No, he's saying what Brian was saying.
That's what Brian was thinking. No, we're good. All right. So in my case, I would definitely have to say Run DMC would be one of them. From an influential standpoint, because think about it, they were the first rap group that had that rock component that made rap go into being considered a mainstream
crossover.
Mainstream crossover. So they gave him the crossover thing. Izzo's already mentioned Rakim, and I put Big Daddy Kane on my list. primarily because of kind of just the nature of his being. Slick Rick, I would say, from a storytelling perspective, and how that kind of being able to actually, move through the verse.
Oh, that's Snoop. That's like Snoop's favorite artist.
Right. So I would also have to say, I'm again, I think we were not talking necessarily talent here, but I would say RZA. And the reason why I say RZA is because, without RZA, there pretty much wouldn't be a Wu-Tang Clan.
Or Bobby Digital.
Right. Shut up.
Digital. So, I don't like that Bobby Digital shit.
I do, yeah. But I mean,
I still remember the commercials for it.
but
sorry.
But
my god!
But just in that same space is that RZA, I'll have to be honest, like Wu-Tang's tracks are like great. And then on top of that, he's kind of, been able to make them moving and shaking the group. And Wu-Tang, to be honest, like to give them credit as a super group, I mean, they're still putting out stuff that rivals artists that are half their age.
That is true. Yeah. Even if it's by themselves or together, right. like even at the BET Awards, Meth like ripped right through it and has presence on stage.
Right.
While if we flash to now, you watch these artists on these performances and it's like
no stage presence.
Dead. It's dead.
No stage presence.
They don't understand that means so much. Because I'm not gonna pay $45 to $120 to see you. And you ain't rocking the crowd. Fuck out of here, little boy.
Yeah. No. And they don't have longevity.
Not at all.
Ain't nobody talking about designer no more.
I think Kanye pimped that boy. I don't like how he did that. It's like he had a little hot songs and then it's like nothing. I'm like, you just rode his wave and swagger jacked him.
But he had broads in Atlanta.
Oh, broads in Atlanta. Some of the center.
All right, Brian, it's up to you now.
All right. So the people who I think have influenced hip hop more than anybody else. No, that's fine. I'm gonna jump back and forth from like producers to hip hop artists. First two are producers, of course, Jermaine Dupri and Diddy. I just think they steered hip hop for a while, and they introduced us to a lot more things than just gritty street stuff. It was a lot of party stuff that they were doing that was still entertaining. And it's really hard to put out a party album and still maintain your integrity and maintain your hip hop career, because a lot of times you lose something with trying to make people happy and move.
Hell, I think they made clubs more relevant. Even now, other than like major clubs in major cities, there's not a lot of clubs in a lot of cities other than strip clubs.
Because I mean, think about it. If Jermaine Dupri didn't start what he was doing with Chris Cross or whoever, you wouldn't have had Lil Jon and you wouldn't have had Ludacris. You wouldn't have had all these guys. I'm sorry. I don't think you would have.
They were the gateway drug. I'm telling you that.
Yeah. So you might not like Jermaine, you might not like Diddy, but they did steer hip hop. And unfortunately, Diddy had to kill Biggie to do it. Oops.
Just to bring Diddy back in the good graces, he did produce Outkast's first video as well.
Who did he?
Get out of here.
Yeah, go look. Yes.
See?
Holy fuck.
Go Google it, nigga.
Let's see. As far as other people that may have, I think Snoop did a lot for quieting down the aggressive hip hop climate and still maintaining a gangster part of it. Because a lot of times before it was Snoop, it was a lot of screaming and threats and all this shit. And then Snoop came with this flow that was real mellow and it calmed everything down. I think he influenced hip hop in that way. He kind of made it easier to tolerate and easier to take, even though he was saying some of the most vile shit that a lot of MCs ever said. He made it a lot more palatable, and you could listen to it with your parents in the next room and them not say anything because nobody's screaming at you. Right?
Yeah.
Let's see who else as far as influence. Of course, No Limit. I'm gonna give I can't stand No Limit. But they did make people want to hear a lot more underground rappers, and they let and allowed a lot more underground rappers the access to come out. A lot of independent labels were braver to come out and do what they had to do because shit, P was selling this shit out his trunk.
Mhm.
You know,
They true
So,
soldiers, man.
yeah, it let people know that there was a whole nother venue of hip hop out here, not just what you heard on the radio.
Hi, Fee.
Leaders of the new school.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
I just think that they,
Give me that.
Sob story. Sob story.
yeah, they had a way about them that made other artists say we got to pick our game up.
Right.
Like
It was
everybody
such a small
had,
window. It's so
like,
weird, but there was
everybody
a lot.
had
They
one or
had-
two. Everybody had like one or two weak people in their group,
Charlie Brown.
but I think leaders of the new school, all them cats could have held their own.
Who was the other guy?
Dinko D.
Damn,
Yeah.
good job. And for everybody who doesn't know, the other person is Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You don't know that.
We know
Get
that.
the fuck off
bro.
the fucking.
We just saying.
Get the fuck out.
We're aware of it, but for the uninitiated,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's say I did my 4. I'm thinking who would I give my last spot to?
Cash Money.
Is Army, better yet, a Navy.
No,
damn.
because Cash Money was kind of like a byproduct of No Limit. They happened because No Limit happened.
I mean, yeah, you're right. I was just being.
Oh yeah.
It did make them
He
pay
was being
attention to New
facetious.
Orleans. It made them pay attention to New Orleans, and that's
Mhm.
none of us heard. What's funny is they said Manny Fresh was popular around there doing beats for everybody, but you know,
Mhm.
I actually like Manny Fresh.
me too.
Yeah, but I don't know who I give I'm gonna leave my last spot open because if I do it, if I say somebody has my last spot, then I'm gonna think about it tonight. Be like, nah, that motherfucker, I got somebody better than that, and it'll bug me.
Can I say something? I thought you were gonna say Redman, because hell, one of the most popular, top-selling rap artists of all time is Eminem. That's his favorite fucking person. And like, honestly, if we didn't have a Redman, we might not even have him. Even though I'm not a big fan of Eminem, but I appreciate his contribution.
I don't think we respect Method Man as much as we do if we didn't have.
Yeah,
Redman.
and I think it's purely on album things. But if it wasn't for him breaking out, and they knew how to market him as the first guy to come out with that first album out of the group,
yeah,
there's a lot of stuff in New York that wouldn't
to be honest with you, when he did the episode of Cribs, and we all know the infamous episode of Cribs,
Redman. So
it brought celebrities down to a human level.
Yeah.
He says he still owns that thing, by the way. I heard the interview.
Yeah.
Just in case shit goes south, he said, I got a place to fucking stay.
Yeah, but it made artists and it made celebrities look human. Like this dude's living like me, eating the same cereal as me. He's not living in these 20-room mansions. He probably was, I don't know. But the 20-room mansions like these other cats. And Outkast, their Cribs episode was amazing too. When they showed their garage and it was a bunch of old cars.
Oh, okay.
He was like, "Oh, everybody's showing Maseratis. We got them, but I don't drive them. This is what I drive." He showed his Cadillacs.
Cadillac.
Yeah.
And speaking of Redman, I mean, Busta Rhymes totally jacked his style. So, yeah, I'll give you that.
Oh, when he said I was the one doing all that raw shit.
Rah shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a slight beef that never really came to fruition.
Man, go back and watch the scenario video and see all the faces you see in the video that aren't even rapping.
Yo,
Redman, I know Redman's in it. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
But it's other people too. I'm trying to remember, but I remember like, damn, that's him.
I'm gonna go back before I go to sleep. I'm gonna go watch that video again because you're right. But yeah, I don't know. Just thought it was an important topic because we always talk about great lyrics and whatever. But
now, 5-10 years from now, we'll be talking about some of these new cats that changed the game. But I'm just not seeing.
I don't see the longevity.
I don't see the contributions on a lot of them. Now you might have some with King of Diamonds. What's his name?
J. Cole.
J. Cole or
J. Cole and Kendrick are there.
I don't know if they're considered. I don't consider them. No, I don't consider them young though.
But like
aren't they on their like the 8th year of?
That is
being
true
around?
Because Section 80 came out in 2012. That is 7 years ago.
Holy fuck, man! You ain't a young one no more. You ain't. It's been a long time since you was a freshman. Is my point.
But you're right. But other than those two, who else sticks out to where in 10 years we go, yep. Like who else is like out right now to be like, yeah, they're gonna be one? Anybody?
I don't. People keep talking about Logic, and I like them, but I don't know how.
I feel more Logic make fun of Logic than they love it. Huh?
Yeah.
Hadn't Logic been out for a while though?
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, he has.
I like him, but
it's always
I don't
a
know
but
if he has that. Yeah, I don't know if he has that.
I got bothered by him, and it's not his fault because you got to run to the money when the money is offered to you. When it's like he's intertwined with the iHeart stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like when artists get involved with that, where you're kind of pushed through them. It's like, oh, you're the machine now, because then like normally their songs get so watered down because it's more of like, let's do this to get these numbers and clicks versus true content from the heart.
Right. That's where all the risk is, though. Is on trying to push the art forward.
Correct.
Instead of doing the things you already,
Right now, I feel a lot of it spinning its wheels, and like I just said this earlier today. I'm like, every time I'm on Instagram or Snap, and I made the Megan Thee Stallion thing, and I'm like, girls enjoying their summer, like it's a fun thing to do, but not even just that. It's like a lot of it's I don't even know the artists, but like I hear different voices, but they're all rapping the same way to these tired ass trap beats, and I'm like, why do y'all love these songs that all sound the same? Oh, you're just getting older. I was like, no, I know hip hop. These songs all have the same BPMs.
Right. Yeah, because I think when I first heard Megan, and this is probably why I really didn't.
And this is me not knocking her, but that was an offshoot. But I thought of other things.
When I first heard Megan, they played a Cardi B song, and then Megan's song came right after it. I was like, this is the same fucking song.
It was just a long song.
Yeah, and I was just like, that just killed it for me. I was like, I can't get with this. A lot of people like her. She's going to make her money. More power to you. Mine not buying her music is not going to make.
I just hope when her album drops, because people are like, she has an album. Nah, EP. That's just to keep the streets happy, so people don't forget about her. But I hope when her album comes out, she actually has like rapping on it. Because if she doesn't, I hope she knows she's going to come and go. And
I guarantee whatever's on the EP is going to be on that album.
Of course.
I hope they're smarter than that.
No,
they're not.
What's funny is I bet you she doesn't want it to be that way, but at a certain point, you do lose that power. You know what I'm saying?
No, I totally agree.
Yeah. Because I wouldn't be shocked that she wants to actually rap, but, you got to keep your buzz going while you're recording this album. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure she is. Backpage is gone. So,
whoa!
I was just saying this ain't like Backpage. You actually got to put in work.
And on that note,
yep. All right. So, anybody had any shotgun topics they want to yell out before we end?
I'd like to give a shout out to my beautiful mother. It's her birthday today.
Happy birthday, Mom!
Hey. She'll probably never see this unless I do something stupid, which I'm bound to do. And then somehow our podcast gets popular. But, happy birthday, Mommy. Love you.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you can find all of our social media handles for Twitter on, of course, StreamYard now, which is our new broadcasting client. Thank you, StreamYard, for making this so easy and amazing. And we hope to keep using you guys.
No, don't say that.
They can still shut us down.
On YouTube. YouTube is owned by Google.
Oh, my bad.
So StreamYard, of course, on YouTube. You can find our audio on SoundCloud, Apple Podcast, I guess that's what you call it, and Google Play Music.
You said Spotify?
Did I say Spotify?
Did not say Spotify
as well. Spotify as well.
Okay.
All right.
Just making sure.
So hopefully we can keep using this and keep bringing you the same content we've been bringing you. We've been enjoying it. It's been fun, and we don't want to stop. So if you can, when you look at any of our broadcasts or listen to any of our broadcasts, like, share, and subscribe, and keep us going. So until next Monday, thank you so much for allowing us to keep you company. Peace. In broadcast.
Hurry up, bitch.
Hold up, man.